There's these things called dendrites, which are representative of the branches of the tree. There's things called axon terminals, which are representative of the roots of the tree. There's this kind of trunk of the tree that's going down here, and that's representative of this thing called the axon. And interestingly, these things, which we'll go over, does anyone know what these things are right here?
Myelin sheaths.
What do those do?
They insulate the axon.
Yeah, so our brains operate on electrical signals. And it's kind of, we can imagine like a wire that's being wrapped in some sort of outer sheath. So are the dendrites receiving information, or the axon terminals receiving information from other neurons? Does anyone know? The dendrites are. So the dendrites are, if I had another tree or another neuron on top of my shirt here, the axon terminals would be synapsing on those different types of outgrowths here, and these are dendrites, and they're going to be receiving our signals. Yeah, that's what I want to say, guys.
I think that implies trees are self-aware.
No. That necessarily doesn't. I don't think. But maybe. Okay. So there's another type of cell in the nervous system, and in the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system, and it's vastly important. They're called glial cells. And we used to think that glial cells weren't super important, but we soon realized that they actually were. They actually outnumber neurons 2 to 1. When anyone talks about the brain, we think of neurons, but in actuality, for every single process that's occurring in our brain, these little helper cells called glial cells, which are the support cells of the nervous system, play a crucial role. So the myelin that's actually going around the neuron, those are actually separate cells. Isn't that cool? And there's different types of these little kind of star-like structures right here. These are called astrocytes, which are involved with cleaning up debris. There's other things in the peripheral nervous system called Schwann cells, which actually facilitate synaptogenesis, which we're going to go over, which helps synapses form. And they are extremely important, and we would definitely all be non-functioning without glial cells. There are several diseases that impact glial cells, and I don't remember what they are right now, but I can tell you that there are, severe defects in people who have defects in glial cells. Stephen?
Did you just say the myelin sheath is created by a cell?
The myelin sheath is its own cell.
It's its own cell.
So actually it might be multiple cells. Isn't that interesting? Okay. So what I wanted to get is that neurons can be in 2 states. They can be on or off. And let's just kind of follow. This is kind of an oversimplification, but let's picture it this way. Okay? So things are about to get a little like kind of hard, but we're gonna get through it. We got through it last quarter, and it was golden. And you guys are all science majors, so you guys all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay. So when neurons are on, that is representative of more sodium being inside of the neuron. Okay? And so that neuron is what we call depolarized. It's a little misleading because I would always think of depolarized as going down, but depolarized means that the positive charge within the neuron is at a higher level. And that positive charge within the neuron corresponds to whether that neuron is on or off, aka firing an action potential. So we can view the neuron as being on when sodium is in higher concentrations inside of the cell, which is when the neuron fires an action potential. So, whoa!